Hello everyone. In this video, I will be doing a teardown of our PDI Xtreme Titanium Shuttle lock, showing how it works, how to service the lock, and what features it has. Throughout, I'm going to compare it to the other PDI shuttle locks, showing their features as well. There are 3 PDI shuttle locks: the Pro Push Plus, the Xtreme Lock, and the Xtreme Titanium Reinforced Lock. All the locks are precision machined and made from impact-resistant Delrin. They are modular in that they can be removed from the socket, and in that many of the components can be swapped between locks. Each of the locks are top-loading convertible. I will show you how to do this later in the video. Let me get organized, and then let's open up this Xtreme Titanium lock. Okay, we're back. Let's start by splitting the lock in half. The Xtreme Titanium lock has 4 holding screws located on the bottom surface of the lock. I am removing them with a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. With all the screws removed, the top half of the lock pulls right off. Now, before I get to the bottom half of the lock, the top surface of this lock has machined in guide grooves. These help the patient guide their plunger pin to the center of the lock when donning the prosthesis. This lock top is also used on the Xtreme Push lock. While the Pro Push lock has a top surface that is entirely smooth. In the bottom half of the lock, you can see the 2 alignment pins that guide the top and bottom of the lock together. I'll pull these pins out now and set them aside. The latching mechanism is driven by the push button and external spring. The neutral position of the spring tensions the rocker joint and keeps the latch pin extended. This locks any inserted pin so that the limb stays securely attached to the prosthetic leg. Pushing the button rotates the rocker joint in the opposite direction, retracting the latching pin. Thus, the plunger pin is released. All of the latching mechanism can be removed as well by taking out the pins, allowing for the removal of the latch pin and push button, as well as the rocker. Let me take a quick tangent now that the lock is essentially disassembled. This is where any servicing of the lock can be done, whether it's cleaning the lock, using Q-tips and isopropyl alcohol, or maybe replacing old components, such as a latch pin that has seen better days, but the rest of the lock functions fine. Now back to the Xtreme Titanium lock. This is the only shuttle lock with a titanium reinforced center hole. The increased material hardness of the titanium gives the lock a greatly increased service life. Moving to the bottom surface of the lock, we can see on the two extreme locks, the center has the plunger pin hole extended. This helps secure the lock to the socket and provides more surface area for the plunger pin to rest against, reducing any movement in the plunger pin. Also, on the extreme locks, there are slight rises around each attachment hole. These compensate for any slight surface warpings that might have caused the lock to bind when over-torqued. The last pieces of the lock that are removable are the 4 inset M6 nuts. I'm now using 4 of the M6x25 screws that come standard with the Xtreme Titanium lock to help me remove the nuts from the lower housing. I screw into the 4 nuts from the bottom. Then I press down on the screw and the nuts pop right out. They are a tight fit, so a little pressure is needed. With the inset nuts removed, the socket head screws can be placed into the lock so the threads hang out the bottom of the lock. Let me quickly rebuild the lock to show you what the converted lock looks like. And there you have it, a top-loading Xtreme Titanium shuttle lock. To connect the lock to any top-loading attachments, the bolts can be accessed through the 4 holes on the top half of the lock with any size 4 hex key. That wraps up just about everything with the PDI shuttle locks. We covered the latching mechanism for all 3 locks, the differences in the locks, like the top surfaces, and that the titanium lock has a reinforced center. We also covered how to convert each of the locks into a top-loading configuration. And this is everything I have for you today. So thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.